Hi, everyone. Ooh, my hair. Hi, everyone. How are you? I Listen. We've had some bad weather. I was doing really well. We didn't get hit really hard, but we've had some rain and a lot of wind. So, hi, Polly. How are you? I got your email. Thank you for uh, sending your energy our way. We weren't hit at all. We have a little rain, a little bit of wind, not a lot. Um, but like I don't know, 10 miles away from us got hit really hard, but it didn't touch us at all. Yeah. So I'm doing okay. I know some people are not. I know some people are without power. We haven't lost any power. Everything's been really good. So, yeah. How is everyone? I'm sort of just waiting um, for everyone to come in. Hope you guys had a good, really good day. I know I did. I got to do one of my favorite people's chart. So interesting. Her chart is amazing. So interesting. So glad to hear y'all are good. Yeah, we're really good. I mean, we had to stay in, my grandbaby had to stay inside all day, so he probably wasn't happy about that. But we have stuff for him to do inside, so he seemed to be okay. He's pretty chill like that. But I know that that other little boy part of him was like, I want to go out. Yeah. Is everybody still feeling tired? It's let up for me a little bit. I did go to sleep early last night. I always wake up early anyway, so but I did go to sleep early last night and felt a little better this morning, but I'm still feeling tired. And then, I was just working. How about you guys? Hey. Yep, so tired, still here. You know what? I was talking to Wendy, I think it was last night. And I was like, I can't see it on the chart. I don't know what's going on that's making us so tired because we're going into fire air. We just stepped into Aquarius energy with Pluto and not the Earth energy of Capricorn. So, anyway, I was talking to her and she had a really interesting perspective. She said maybe it's like the rubber band. We're like all being pulled tight right now because we know it's about to go forward fast. So maybe it's like the pulling tight, when you stretch the rubber band. So I was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense that we're like holding ourselves back because we know it's coming. We know it's going to be fast. It's going to be, yeah, fast. And there's going to be a lot of energy. So maybe that's why. Um, yeah. Otherwise, I can't, I'm not seeing anything in these charts. I'm feeling like something's coming. But hi, Izzy. Having four adult now sons, I remember how they always wanted to be outside, right? Yeah. My grandbaby likes to go outside, but, excuse me, my grandbaby likes to go outside, of course, because he's a little boy, but, we have activities for him to do inside as well. Um, like we're so blessed. Um, he's got a swing in the garage that he can use. He's got that spinny thing for his vestibular, because you guys know he's autistic, nonverbal. So we've got stuff in here. We've got activities for him to do. He's very tactile, so we've got textured things and he loves lights and we've got all that going on for him to keep him busy. And that's part of his therapy. So we make sure that he swings, like ever so hours and he's doing his spinny thing in his chair to help his vestibular gland and not gland, his vestibular. Um, yeah. So he's got stuff. So, Welcome everyone. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Cindy. I am at Simply Cindy. I am a psychic medium. I've been doing astrology lately because I just got back from a trip, and that week I was doing mostly tarot. Um, but tonight we'll be doing astrology. Astrology is one of my favorite things. It's my passion. I love astrology. So, hey Kathy, how are you? So we'll be doing astrology. I was like, we've got the Sagittarius new moon coming on the 30th. Um, I may talk a little bit about that, but because we're about to enter Sagittarius season, I thought I'd put the Sagittarius sign right here, and we'll look at the aspects coming up for Sagittarius themselves. I don't do this every time, but I thought, oh, this is cool. Let me just do this tonight because it is Sagittarius. So we're going into a more optimistic time season. I know we have these bigger planets that we always talk about, but we can talk about these other inner planets as well. And I wanted to see for Sagittarius how they were going. I know a lot of things have changed for Sagittarians. Uh, I know that they probably about 4 or 5 years ago were forced to be more grounded than they wanted to be, forced to be more like a Leo in energy wise, than because I always think of Leo as the fire that's contained um, in a campground, right? Like, or on a bonfire, it's contained. That's Leo energy. Everybody's watching it. Everybody looks at it. And I think of Sagittarius as the wildfire that just keeps going everywhere and you can't contain, right? Well, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, Sagittarians, because of what was going on, because of their growth, were having to like learn to ground that, contain that fire, learn to focus it, right? Yeah. Um, yeah. So, Kathy, I was just saying that I got to read your chart today and it was just exciting. It was just fascinating. It's cool because she has a lot of things that were rare in there. She's got a stellium in her ninth house with she's got Pluto right on top of her south node. Like they were I don't remember how many minutes apart. They're only like 4 minutes, not even an hour. They were the same. Like Pluto's sitting right on her south node. And then she had that Chiron in the second house. And then um yeah, that 12th house. There's a lot going on there. So we got a chance to, I got a chance to explain things to her that made a lot of sense, and help her understand. I don't know. Why don't you tell them, Kathy? Why don't you say how the reading went, how the chart reading went? Maybe people would understand why they want to see an astrologer. Um, how we put pieces together and kind of help you go where you're like see where you want to go, see where you're going. So yeah. So the other thing I was while she's talking, saying that or writing that, if you have a Sag ascending, we're about to be in Sag season. So if you see this is November 22nd, so happy birthday, Sag! Happy birthday, early Sag! I made the chart where the sun was right there as well. So if your sun, your moon, or your ascending is right here in your first house, then yeah, if it's Sag, so if your sun, moon, and rising is Sag, then I'm going to look at these aspects for you for your birthday. Okay. I won't go too deep, but I will look and see what's going on with you guys. Because I can feel and I know some Sages and I know y'all are working really, really, really hard to like build what you're supposed to be or wanted to be building. I know that you came from a place where you had some stuff, a lot of stuff. You thought it was stable, and it kind of just all blew up about 5 years ago, 4 years ago. Yeah, 6 years ago, some of you. I know why I want mine done. Polly says, I know why I want mine done. Yeah, it's really cool because we can see her. I mean, I already told you guys, like as a medium, I can tell you what I see. As a hypnotherapist, you can see what I can see, and then like you can see it for yourself. But then with astrology, I could show you. Like I can actually see. I'll start channeling and see these lives that you've had and what you're doing here now and where you want to go. You know. Yeah. Um. So Sagittarius. Happy birthday to you, Sag. If you're Sagittarius ascending on November 22nd, this is good evening. My birthday is December 1st, 1971. Nice. Um, so Sagittarius, so you're a Sagittarius as well. Yeah. So this is for you then. This is for you and all you Sag ascending and you Sag suns and you Sag moons, right? So in your first house here, it looks like you have so Mercury is about to go retrograde on the 24th. So 2 days later, Mercury is about to go retrograde, right? Because this is the 22nd that I put up here. So the 22nd, this is what it's going to be looking like. Um, there is some, you don't have a problem standing up. I think things are going to become more clear for you with this Mercury here for you, Sad. I feel like when I'm looking at this, for those Sag moon ascending or rising and suns, I feel like you're going to get very clear, or you're even might get a word of your progression in something that you've been building on, because a lot of you are rebuilding. So, with Mercury, you might get word about something or an opportunity about something. Because if you look here, you have this trine going on with Chiron, right? So I feel like this has happened to you before because this is an old wound here, but this is about your, like you're really having to think about what is going to make me happy, right? This is your fifth house. We've got the transiting North Node. We have been dealing with the North Node since March and April. Remember, we went through that portal. It was very important to identify who you are in the collective, who you are in society, who you are on your own. Who am I going to be? Who do I want to be? I'm tired. So for some of you said, I'm tired of being lacking. I'm tired of overworking. I'm tired of having relationships like this. I'm tired of, all of that was going on in March, April, May. This is still an emphasis for you because it's going to, this North Node, it's transiting. So you're not born with it there, but it's transiting. But it's like the last bit of you really understanding what you want to be, where you want to go. And I think with this trining Mercury, I think you get some sort of easement about it, a gift about it, like something from the universe, but it could come through a person, right? But something saying that yes, that's what you're wanting. Yes, you're on the right track. Yes, you're doing the right thing. Because for this last month, I know you're very optimistic and you believe in yourself and you have faith, right? But some things were showing you that you were like, am I going back to the old way? Or am I just going to try to keep the faith and keep going forward, right? Well, I think when this happens, you get this gift that really emphasizes, yes, you're on the right track, keep going, don't stop. Because Sagittarius, what y'all have learned in the last 4 or 5 years is to follow through. Like, not just when you think it's important, but to follow through on everything that you're doing. Like, to do it with meaning and not so surface like. Does that make sense to everybody? That's a Sag. Um, but then it's going to go retrograde. So you get the opportunity. It could go through, but for some of you, you may have to rethink it. You may have to like dig down and say, "Oh, I do have faith. No, I'm gonna keep going. No, I'm gonna keep doing. No, I'm gonna like me as a moon, Sag moon. Like I'm like what Tammy, which Sag moon, right? So we're like, no, I'm gonna continue to do it. I'm gonna continue to like for me. I'll just give you an example. I'm gonna continue to do my lives every night. I'm gonna continue to see clients. I'm gonna continue to like help people. I'm gonna continue. Like it's the right thing. It's what I wanted. It took me a long time to get to where I want and start rebuilding, right? So all that makes sense to you guys. And then but you have the second house. You have Venus in your second house right now. That's a great thing. Okay, I know it's squared over here, the south node, but this is because if you're trying to be too diplomatic, if you're, I know that you learned to curtail the way that you say things over this last 4 years, but I still need to see some of that spunkiness from you. And that's basically what I'm seeing here with this Venus and the South Node. It's like yes, there is a way to be a little diplomatic, but I also need you to be fiery and spunky. And I need you to say what you're gonna say like you used to be without any fear. Does that make sense to you guys? Cause and that's what I'm seeing as this square, right? Um yeah. Mm. I'm seeing like go for what you want. Keep going. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing Venus wants to bless you. Remember, for me, when they hit the 22nd degree is when they fully express each planet. If it hits the when each planet hits the 22nd degree and on is when they begin to fully express what they're going to express in that house at that time that they're transiting. Okay? So, yep, commitment. Here's the thing. Sag is like Gemini, right? Like because they're sister signs. Sag will commit, but then they can change their mind because they see another way, or it's that they see another point of view, right? It's a little bit like Gemini, like that, where they'll see another point of view or something better, or they think it's better, and then if this isn't producing right away, then they won't they'll uncommit because they've already committed, but then they'll let it go, right? But it's in the follow through that they make things happen, right? So it's a little bit like Gemini that way. They're not like Gemini where Gemini can just switch it because um Gemini always sees all sides, right? But they can get to where it's not producing like they want it to produce. This is Sagittarius. And so as much as they've committed, they'll uncommit, right? So they meant it when they said it, but now they're seeing a different way. But what happens is they don't, when they keep picking and choosing and backing out and all this stuff, they're not following through. And it's in the follow through that we do it the Capricorn way, the Virgo way, the Taurus way, where it stays and it sticks and it's a foundation and you're putting a lot of energy into it. So Sagittarius has that side. They just sometimes choose not to do that. Well, over the last 4 years, they've been learning how to do that because what they thought was solid back in the day blew up in their face. Does all that make sense to everybody? So just know that you have Venus in your second house. Remember your worth. Remember how you want to make your money and do your things, right? And remember, this is the time for you to like really understand what's valuable for you and how you are valued, right? So try to keep those things in mind, Sagittarius. Then, of course, Pluto is going to be in your third house. It's been in your second house, causing you a lot of turmoil. And through this is where the structures went away, right? Because Pluto was in here. So your structures went away in the second house. The way you make money, the way that you live, the things that you valued or you thought you were going to value, the way that you valued yourself, all that was torn down. All that was torn down for you, Sagittarius. That's that second house, Pluto, right? Well, now Pluto's in Aquarius and it's brand new, but we have been at 0 degrees Aquarius before. So we did it last year. And so this is not a brand new energy, but it is a newer energy, right? A brand new energy isn't going to be until I think it was January 5th. I can't remember. It was January 5th, I think. Um, and that's in a very different way that Pluto's going to act in Aquarius. You'll have to watch the Pluto series. You say what you mean and you mean what you say. Yeah, exactly. At least I do. Yeah. So Pluto's going to be working in this house for you. So right now he's in Aquarius in this third house for you, Saggies. Um, he's at 0 degrees. That's a really important, potent, powerful degree. So just know that the way that you communicate, the way that you process, the way that you're, yeah, thinking about things. Like for some of you, I feel like maybe you thought some things weren't possible because you were being too practical and you've forgotten about your bow and your arrow being shot to the universe. That makes sense. Like Sagittarius, uh, with their bow up in the air, it always reminds me of their connection to the other worlds. They just know it and then they can bring it down here, right? So, because they're very grounded. Well, I think you guys have been too grounded in this. And so, yeah, it's time to understand the way that you communicate to the world. So that's two partnerships, two relationships, two siblings, to whoever, to your coworkers, to whoever. Like sometimes you Saggies know you can have a mouth on you and hurt people's feelings, right? And you're so flippant about it because you're like, well, that's kind of their fault, not mine. Like they can't handle it, they can't handle it, right? But there is a very diplomatic way to go about it. I would say it's a kinder, softer, gentler way to go about it where you don't have to obliterate somebody when you're talking to them because of your feeling, because you're a fire and you get angry or you have some aggression or you're tired of people acting the way that they do or whatever, right? So, this is what Pluto is going to be teaching you here in that third house. Um, and so, Pluto's a long 20 years, 19 years. So you guys have been Sagittarius in the fourth house. Um, it's so funny. So you guys have had Pisces. So if you have Pisces in the fourth house, Sagittarius, things used to be so much easier for you to be able to manifest things, right? Um, because all you had to do is make it come from you. Like all you had to do was know. Yeah, it's the knowing. All you have to do is know that that's what I want. I deserve it. I'm gonna get it. Period. The end. It can appear from nowhere. Like you know that naturally, but Saturn was really making you work hard in here. Has been, will continue to be because he's trying to help you be the authority. And because you knew so much, this is gonna sound strange because you knew so much and it was so easy for you, Saturn came in there and said, you got all these dreams in here, deep inside of you, right? But what you don't have is faith in yourself. Like faith, you understand faith, it's your ninth house, right? But you never had to actually do faith for yourself. Like you never actually had to walk through life and not know the next move or be very clear because you're psychic or you're empathic or you're whatever. Like you have these abilities, you still do have these abilities to be able to manifest whatever you wanted, right? Things just came easier. Well, since Saturn's been in that fourth house, you had to really look at who you were. Not the surface stuff, but who you really were. Why are things coming out the way that they come out? Why can't I manifest like I used to be able to manifest, right? That's because he's wanting you to be the authority in this. He's wanting you to reach deep inside. You have a propensity of not going deep within because you have a knowing. So, from your perspective, there's no reason to go deep. It's just there. You don't need to look at it, it's just there. But you needed to grow your faith in yourself, right? So there came a time since Saturn has entered Pisces for you, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Ascending, where you've had to work harder about who you are and dig deep and pull that out. Okay. Now you've had some glimpses of things that came. Um, yeah, because you had Neptune in there. You guys know Neptune goes back and forth, retrograde, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Um, and so you'll continue to do this. You'll continue to be, I want to say for your soul, you're trying to grow it here. Like your soul wants to be more in depth, it wants to be deeper, right? Where, again, you never had to go really deep because you just have a knowing that it's there and it's almost like you didn't even investigate it. That makes sense? It's like, okay, I already know astrology is true, so I don't really have to study it, right? I already know the other side is true, so I don't really have to investigate it. Even though you love to explore, even though you love that, even though you like adventures, for some reason, because you have this knowing, it caused you not to go deep, and you want to go deep now. Like your soul has been ready for that, and that's what you've been doing over the last 2 years, mainly. Yeah, 2 years. You still have luck though. You have a lot of luck, so it hasn't been as bad. Some of you it has. It depends on what else is there for you or what it's aspecting. Um, so Chiron in the fifth for you guys, and this North Node is really identifying. It has to do with this fourth house too. Like it's kind of connected. Who am I? What do I want to be in this life? And some of y'all was like, why is that even necessary? But it is necessary for you to like know what you want to do, know what you want to be, know how you want to move in this world, right? Um, it's almost like, yeah. So this north node, moving through that north node, you guys have understood more about what you're capable of, that you're even capable of, um, what you wanted to do. Like, what am I going to do next? What do I actually want to do? Instead of just exploring, what do I want to do? What solid foundations do I want to have? Because solid foundations to you guys, it's not like a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo thing where they cannot move until they have a solid foundation. You guys can move in it without a solid foundation. Well, these last 4 years and 2 years specifically, some of you have seen what not having a solid foundation can be like. Like you threw caution to the wind, some of you, and then you're like, okay, I don't have anywhere to land because I threw caution to the wind. I threw everything out. I just redid everything. And that's what you've been rebuilding, especially this last year, where you've been really rebuilding this. And like, okay, I know I want this to be solid. So that has to do with that fourth house. Who am I, right? But also, who am I here in this fifth house? What makes me happy? What makes me happy? And then you have these habits and you have this wound here on a societal level. Well, this makes me happy, but society says I have to work even harder. I have to do even more. I've got to learn some more. I got to go back to school. I got to work doubles. I got to work triples. I need to get a house. I want to blah, blah, blah. Like this is also what's been going on for you guys, right? So every time you get closer to who you are, especially Saturn making you work harder for it, every time you do that, you get stopped or stumped. And so what you're having to learn is how to work with this. Like, okay, I didn't get the loan for this, then I'll just try another bank. Like, does that make sense? Like, you're learning how to be very resourceful. Does that make sense to you guys? Um, and then of course we have Uranus in your sixth house. It's retrograde right now. Um, yeah, so Neptune's retrograde, Uranus is retrograde, and Jupiter is retrograde. That Uranus, I hope that y'all have been paying attention to your bodies. I hope that you're finally serious about understanding that you have to take care of your bodies. Like, you know, the seriousness of taking care of a body, but when it comes to yours, you're like, oh no, I can do it. Oh no, I can overwork. Oh no, I can do that extra, blah, 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 blah. And Uranus is like, flip that for you, where you will get symptoms of stuff if you're not taking care of yourself. Also, because I think that y'all are learning that emotions have to do a lot with why the symptoms come. How do I say this? Your emotions are tied to the unalignment or disalignment from your body, right? So I think y'all are learning that your emotions are very important because they hadn't been before. They're just emotions to you. They're very important and it's tied in with your body. So it affects your body. That's what Uranus has been trying to help you understand so that you can have the freedom to um yeah, go through life and know that your emotions don't, it's not like they can, because what happens is when you feel them it's overwhelming because you're not used to feeling them. Does that make sense? Yeah. So your body has been affected a lot. You are in retrograde about this, so this is a time to like really think about it, really connect it, really see alternative ways. Like I do herbs. Um, yeah, like stuff like that. Am I working out? Am I taking better care of myself? And you learned while Uranus has been in here that I am the resourceful one. I can put my body back together because what had happened was y'all ignored it for a while until it got really bad. That's what's happened. You were being a Taurus sixth house. So you ignored it and it wasn't going away, it was getting worse. And so some of y'all, even myself, like I've started working out again, right? I see that y'all are getting more focused in that. That's Uranus retrograde right now. Um, Also, Uranus was showing you what's possible in your life um, through all the hard work that you've done through these last 3 or 4 years. Then we have Jupiter in your seventh house. So, and that's retrograde right now. So that seventh house has become very focused for you um, over the last year. It's going to continue to be focused for you through 2025. So building relationships, building partnerships. Do I want a partner? Building relationships with your friendships, with your partnerships, with your romantic partnership. Do I even want a romantic partnership? Like all of that you've been going through, but it's become a big, big focus. Even though you didn't want it to become a big focus, it's like that's all that comes in front of you is relationship, relationship. I got to deal with this relationship. I got to deal with this relationship. In the beginning, that's the way it was for you when Jupiter entered here. Um, is like it won't go away. I got to figure this out, right? So that's Jupiter trying to like expand this for you, trying to help you. It's almost like you went through life beforehand where you were like, well, I have a romantic partner because I don't know, that's because everybody has a romantic partner. And I have friendships because that's what everybody does. And I have business partners because that's what people do to get further, right? it's almost like you went through life like that. And with Jupiter coming in here, you're seeing the wisdom and the intimacy and very different aspects of relationships now, and how they can deepen and how they can be bigger. And you've had some fails because we all have, right? So you've had some fails. You've had some people that you trusted that you didn't need to be trusting. Uh, you saw that not everybody was what they said they were, and that was a little disheartening for you. But what you did, because Gemini is your seventh house, was you investigated, you researched, you collected data, right, to make this better for you, to make this more clear for you. And you're gleaning wisdom in here, and you'll continue to do that. Right now, Jupiter is in retrograde, which means it's having you think about the last couple of years and how you've redefined relationships for you. Yeah. And if Cancer is your eighth house, Sag, um, those partners, those contracts that you sign, you have to, well, maybe that's why you've been working on your feelings over here. Because you really have to not just see it, you have to intuitively feel it, and they have to feel like you said, you're very good about knowing when somebody's lying even before they open their mouth, right? So I feel like if you don't get clear feelings about these contracts that you go into, it's not going to work out for you. You actually have to feel it, and they have to become not just your contractual partners, but very, very deep. And you'll test them. Yeah, you'll test them. So that's pretty open. That's just the way that you've always done it. Um, right now, in your ninth house, you have Mars. Yeah. So in your ninth house, you'll have Mars. So there's a lot of like excitement, energy, focus about modalities, about things like this, astrology. What's the next adventure? What excites me the most? You have a lot of energy about that. Like you're ready for the next thing to happen. But that's your old way. Remember, that's your old way of doing things. This way, you're going to be solid foundations. Okay. So you have a lot of energy here. You got a lot of gumption here. Um, you're always welcome because you have a Leo big heart here to learn something new, right? You have the moon here on this day, on the 22nd. So if it doesn't feel right, yeah, have faith in yourself. This is again about your faith down here, right? So have faith in yourself. And then the transiting South Node is here in Libra in your 11th house. So you really had to understand this is not something that you need to grow. This is something that you need to veer away from a little bit because you count on it too much. So it's almost like this is the comfortable place for you is 11th house South Node. It's very comfortable for you to be around people. You know how to talk to people. It's okay, blah, 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 blah. But you won't risk down here. So it's almost like you will be too diplomatic when you need to be more, when you need to ruffle feathers more, you're being too diplomatic. So there is a balance in this that you need to learn. And that's what you're learning. I mean, we're at 4 degrees, which means we're about to go into the next signs, which means you've done this very well so far, right? So you have been working on this. When is it appropriate to be diplomatic, and when is it appropriate for me to like really tell them what I think and really do my thing, right? Or if you've been too self-identifying, you've had to learn, but that's your South Node. So to me, this is more comfortable. It's for you to be in a group. Yeah. So that's what I have for you, Saggies. Happy birthday. I hope that helps. I hope that kind of gives you a clue as to where you're headed. Remember, Saturn is going to go into Aries, which will be in your fifth house. So this is going to be challenging in 2025, right? So Neptune is going here. I think you won't go in here to the end or in 2026. But that's when you're going to be able to start manifesting all your joys and stuff. Saturn's going to be going in here. Uranus is going to be going in here. This is like the mid to the end of 2025. So they're all changing signs. So we're going from, so here you're going from water to fire, right? So there's going to be, your happiness is going to be focused on. Some good things are coming for you in 2025, right? Um, and then Uranus here, it's moving into from Earth to air, right? So Uranus moving into Gemini. What a whirlwind. I can see some of y'all really meeting somebody exciting, attractive. Yeah. Somebody that's like willing to wisp you off to go meet the world. Just very exciting. Throws you, like, your whole sense of being is like, whoa, where did this person come from? That is so cool. I love that they're so open. I love, like, all of that. Very adventurous like you, when Uranus hits here, right? And then Jupiter is going to be moving into your eighth house. So, I mean, I kind of saw this the other day, but I do see some Saggies meeting people, meeting partners. And it's not just romantic, although I'm feeling a lot of romantic, but it's not just romantic. But it looks like this part of your life is changing. So the relationships that you've now become aware of in these last 2 years, that yes, relationships are important. Yes, I do like to be in them. Yes, I am willing to put my energy into that, right? You're kind of getting there, and when you get there, this looks like it's going to be built on, right? Um, yeah. All right. Anybody have any questions? It's just me kind of looking at, yeah, just a little happy birthday gift to you. Hope that helps. I know that we have a lot of Sagittarius ascending. That's why I wanted to do this, because we have a lot of Sages in here. Anybody? Anybody? Everybody still alive? Oops. Thank you. Thank you, Kathy. Yeah, for those of you that didn't hear me earlier, I just got to do Kathy's chart today in a reading, and her is freaking amazing. You're welcome. You're welcome, K Roz. K Roz. Yeah, you're welcome. I hope that helps. Kind of give you an idea where you're going. You guys are a lucky sign anyway. Sag and Gemini are just lucky signs. So you got a lot of luck coming. So like so let me say this, you Sag, when you hear the world is falling apart, that they're not talking about you. You have like this. Now, I will say the cover was lifted a little in the last 4 years and especially 2 years. But I can tell you that y'all had it way better than a lot of other people. Some of you were so stubborn, though, that you had it way worse, but that was because you were being stubborn, right? But I'm telling you, in your optimism, just remember you have Jupiter. Jupiter is your ruler. So when nobody else has luck, you have luck. So you're going to get by just fine. But I see where it's just so much better for you guys in the next couple of years. I know there's a lot of change coming for 2025 and it's going to be scary and chaotic, but I don't feel like that. I feel like Sag is going to be okay. I have no idea where Sag is in my chart, but everything you've spoken about sure hits home. Yeah, I wonder because you could have like a Sag. It just depends. I don't know. Um, this was so here's the thing. Everybody has Sag in their chart, right? And though I'm talking about, okay, Sag, it's in your first house, second house, whatever, you could have whatever I'm talking about going on in a different area of your life. That's all that's happening, right? So, where for me, it could be going on relationships, you, it could be going on in groups, right? So, hi, Denise. Or for somebody that's talking about romance here in this fifth house, it could be your second house. What I'm saying is like it's everybody has Sagittarius, so these are gonna like hit somewhere in your life. Yeah, because the planets are expressing themselves just in different areas for different people, but they're still expressing the same sort of things. That makes sense. I'm glad it helped though, Polly. Anytime I can help anybody. So I'm gonna stay on for about 10 more minutes. Please forgive me. I am so tired. I don't even know why. I mean, I kind of get it, but I'm like, this is ridiculous tired. Like ridiculous tired. Um, I think what I might do is try to come on earlier, like really earlier. Like I'm thinking because by this time I'm so tired. I know I have coffee. Like coffee isn't even doing it. But thank you, which anybody wants to buy me coffee, you're welcome to. You can do it right there. Right there. Or you can Zell me at my email address, which is yourpath39 at gmail. But I don't know why I'm so tired. It's crazy. But I heard, yeah, I need supper. I do need supper. But I'm hearing it's not just me. I'm hearing everybody's tired. Like everybody I talk to, everybody I say something to, they'll say, yes, me, I've been tired, and everybody around me's tired. It's like everybody's tired. This is so crazy. So, and a snack. I do. I do need a snack. Yeah. But see, I am so sorry. See, I did this yesterday where I was yawning. And it's not like I'm doing much anything different. Like, it's just we're tired. Chemtrails. I don't think we have them up here in Oregon. We don't really have that. I made it. I'm barely alive, tired while moving, right? That's what I was just talking about, Dora. Hi, Dora. Sag is my 12th house, currently in a Jupiter perfection year. Jupiter in my sixth. Wow. Foreign travels, deepening my spiritual journey. I am willing, half unwilling, isolated from others. Hard to, yeah. So, Denise, whenever your 12th house is activated, like people that are born with 12th house stuff, they know how to handle it better. But when you have 12th house, when you have planets going into your 12th house, especially Jupiter, because Jupiter is going to expand whatever house it's in and make it more, right? And the 12th house is where you can really get isolated from others because you're just not connecting to them. Like your focus is spiritual. Your focus is not of this world. And so when you have to live every day in this world, but your focus is on other dimensions, your connection to yourself, your connection to other things and beings and spaces, it's really hard to relate to here. So you must practice grounding yourself, and that will help. Thank you, Dora. So you must practice grounding yourself, and that will help because it's important since your 12th house is activated for you to investigate and go deeper, but you can get lost in the deepness. So you have to like learn to ground yourself. Go for a walk. If you can, walk outside on the grass. barefoot, um, lay on the ground, um, eat green vegetables, do things that really ground you, right? You don't have to like go in front of other people, but once you start getting grounded, you'll notice that, okay, I can deal with them, but for right now, your focus is going to be that 12th house. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Dora. Coffee and lunch. Exactly. Uh, no, actually, that's just coffee or lunch, one or the other. Because I don't eat very much. But anything, excuse me. Oh my God, I am so sorry. Excuse me. But anything, I'm appreciative. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Dora. Um, yeah. So good luck, Denise. You got some awesome things that can happen in that 12th house. My natal Jupiter is in my fifth. I've had Uranus transiting back and forth at 26 degrees. So I was hoping for something exciting. Are you saying in so you're saying Uranus has been in your fifth? So Jupiter is in your fifth, right? So what makes you happy? You've been really focused on that. What makes you smile? What brings you joy? Maybe you're dealing with children, right? But Uranus, yeah, is that back and forth here? Um, would be in your sixth. So, yeah. But transiting Jupiter has me in the daily routine health. Yeah. I want some homemade. I know. Oh, that sounds good. Like my daughter makes the best pea soup, split pea soup. That sounds really good, actually. You're welcome, Denise. It's a coffee and a donut. It's Dora, I so appreciate it. Thank you. Like, yeah. I don't know, maybe that's what I want, a coffee and a donut. Now that you said that, I'm like, that sounds good, a coffee and a donut. Chance and I are tired. We both are working on the issues that need working on to keep on keeping on. It takes it out of you for sure. This is the other thing that I was wondering before Wendy had said her perspective. I'm wondering if it's because we're all closing out the emotional stuff because we're moving from the water signs to the fire signs, right? And so we kind of know instinctively, we're like, all right, this is it. Like, I got to get through this one part. I haven't looked at it, or this is the last of this, whatever this phase is, and I got to get through it. And so, emotionally, for the first time, a lot of us have matured and are invested in it. And I'm wondering if that's what's grounding us so much and making us tired. Does that make sense to you guys, what I just said? Like, I feel like maybe it's our phase that we know that we're moving, and we're like, okay, we have to be emotionally invested. We have to, like, back in the day maybe we didn't have to, but we know better now. And so we're trying to tie up loose ends, get stuff done, and then that is causing us, and this is the thing. It may also be on a subconscious level, and that's why we're like, I didn't really do anything. Why was I so tired? But you may be doing it and not consciously know you're doing it. Yeah. Yeah, like I told Kathy, I think it was Kathy that I told, like, I'm like, I don't understand why I'm so tired, right? Yeah, it could be that. Like, I think that's so interesting that we're all that way. But that tells me, okay, if I've got to be tired for now, because y'all know I'm air and fire. Like, I know this feeling's going to go away. So I'm thinking, okay, if I got to do this right now because it's just going to be so much better when it's done, then let's just get through it. Let's just do it. Let's just let me be tired. It's all right. I'll get through it. Um, whatever needs to be released and let. It's not for me. It's not a release for me. It's a transmutation. I'm an alchemist that way. I transmute the energy. Uh, but it could be like the DNA part that I don't consciously know exactly what I'm transmuting. It could just be like from my lineage that I'm transmuting that I don't know that I'm transmuting. And that's just taking a lot of energy to do it, you know? Does that make sense to you guys? I'm just talking because I'm like, I'm trying to figure it out. The scientific brain in me, you guys know me. Like the practical scientific part wants to make sense of why this is happening to all of us. Uh, we have to rest, reboot, and recharge. Yes, we need to rest for the restart. You and both Kathy and Tammy both said the same thing, just in a different way. But yes, it sounds like we need to rest, reboot, recharge. Rest for the restart. Exactly. So I say this. Now that y'all said that, I'm going to say this. I need everybody to be kind to themselves. I need you to not push too much, but respect and honor the way that you feel right now. That makes sense? Yep, I'll be good. Good. I'll be so glad to get through this all. Yeah. But I need you guys to respect and honor where you're at, even though you may not consciously know exactly how you're doing this. Just know that you're in the right space, especially if you're coming here every night, especially if you're in this group. You're transmuting stuff, you're opening yourself up, you're remembering who you are and who this group is. So you are absolutely being guided by your higher selves. And so you can relax a little and give yourself some grace, right? Feel it, acknowledge it, and then let it go. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That is so true. So, for those of you, I need to mention this again. I have a membership. I will put the link if you can't see it. If there's not a join me button, I don't even know if there is. Hold on. No. Well, on mine it won't say because it's on my channel. But if you want to join, it's $4.99. Um, you're gonna get some perks. You get the emojis. Um, like Kathy and Tammy and Polly, can y'all show the emojis that you get with the membership? And then I soon am going to do a private session with you guys, and I'm working on 2025 stuff for you guys. So I'm Mike. Thank you, Kathy. So my goal is to get to 2,000 members, and when we can get to 2,000 members, then I'm going to do. You'll have per sign of astrology every month. Okay. So, but I have to wait till I get to 2,000 people to do that. Just takes us longer because we're older. Yeah. Yeah, see, so you get these emojis down here. My daughter drew these emojis. Everybody voted on them, and this is what she drew. The doorway through the stars, the lips and the glasses, that's me, of course. And then the natal chart wheel, and then the tarot. So I think those are really cool. I love them. I thank my daughter for doing that. Um, and you guys use them throughout like anytime we're on live or anytime, y'all can use those emojis. They're really cool to use. So I want to thank everybody that's become a member. I know I said that before, but I did want to thank you and I did want to mention that. If there isn't a join button on this live, I will put the link in the description after this live. Okay. So I did release my other video, I think a couple hours ago. I can't remember. But that one was a good one. That one's the Pluto, where I explain each house where Pluto is going to transit for the next 19 years. So if you haven't seen that, you probably want to go back and look at that. And then you got that right. So I think today's Wednesday. So here's the deal. I think tomorrow I'm going to do the first six. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So Aries through, where is Aries? I can find Aries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Aries, that's what I thought. So Aries through Virgo. Tomorrow I'm gonna do tarot. Love tarot. Because I was supposed to do it at Wendy's and I didn't get a chance to because I got so caught up in networking and meeting people and then doing her herbs. So where's that skull emergent? Yeah, what if we go to the next level, Tammy? I put it on there. So anyway, tomorrow, if you want to join my live tomorrow, I will be doing Love Tarot, which I have not done in years. Okay, so I'll be doing Love Tarot, but I'm gonna do the first six signs on Thursday. That's tomorrow, and then I'm gonna do the next six signs on Friday. Okay, so Aries through Virgo, I will be doing tomorrow tarot, Love Tarot. Okay, so yeah. I have not done, I want to say, I haven't done Love Tarot in like 6 years. It's been a long time. We'll see what I see. No idea what I'm going to see. But just know I'm going to see. So, if some of y'all ain't acting right, I will call you out. Because that's the way I am. If you ever saw my old tarot, you'll know I will call you out. I will bring out some stuff that you're gonna be like, "Ooh, how did she know? Ooh, don't say that." But yeah, I'm gonna do that tomorrow. So yeah, anybody have any questions? Y'all better get your life right before I go in there and look, because you mean what you say exactly. Y'all better get your life right, because I'm gonna see it. I see it. I do see it. Um, And sometimes I get very specific things. Like I remember doing this one tarot reading on YouTube 10 years ago, right? And I was like, this person is on the plane right now and they're about to meet, blah, blah, blah. And I said it, and that person was watching me. And that person like commented later and said, I was on the plane when you said this. Like I get that detailed. It's been a while though. I don't know. I'm gonna see what I see, but I will see. I'll see detailed stuff too. So a lot of times, used to back in the day, I have to pull out of it because I'm like, I don't want to see all that. I don't need to see all that. But anyway, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be cool. We're gonna see what we can see and see where we are. There's a lot of us that are finally starting to open back up, and that's what I'm excited for. I kind of, because y'all know I'm nosy. Like, I want to see. I want to see what y'all are doing. Just because I'm nosy. That's probably what makes me a good psychic, just because I'm nosy. Uh, uh, anyway, all right, guys. I love you, love you, love you. Thank you so much for joining. Please join me tomorrow when we do tarot love reading for the first six signs. So that would be Aries, for those of you that don't know. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, and Virgo. Okay. I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.